As you know, in PMBOK, there are 10 knowledge area. For example, knowledge area 1 is scope management. It says for estimating activity, we need to use the data from scope management. Number 1 is scope management. Number 2, time management or scheduling management. Number 3, cost management. Number 4, quality management. Number 5, risk management. Number 6, human resources management. HR. Number 7, communication management. Number 8, procurement management. Number 9, stakeholders management. And number 10, integration management, or 10 knowledge area in PMBOK. Okay. Estimating activity duration, use information from the scope of work, required resource types or skill levels, estimated resource quantities, and resource calendars. Other factors that may influence the duration estimates include constraints imposed on the duration, effort involved, or type of resources, fixed duration, fixed effort or work, fixed number of resources, as well as the schedule network analysis technique used. The inputs for the estimates of output. Number of resources. Increasing the number of resources to twice the original number of the resources does not always reduce the time by half, as it may increase extra duration due to risk, and at some point adding too many resources to the activity may increase duration due to the knowledge transfer, learning curve, additional coordination, and other factors involved. Advance in technology. This may also play an important role in determining duration estimates. For example, an increase in the output of a manufacturing plant may be achieved by procuring the latest advance in technology, which may impact duration and resource needs. Motivation of staff. The project manager also needs to be aware of student syndrome or procrastination. When people start to apply themselves only at the last possible moment before the deadline, and Parkinson's law, where work expands to fill the time available for its completion. All data and assumptions that support duration estimating are documented for each activity duration estimate. Estimate activity duration inputs. Number 1, project management plan. Described before in section 4231. Project management plan components include, but are not limited to, a schedule management plan and scope baseline. A schedule management plan described before in section 6131. A schedule management plan defines the method used as well as the level of accuracy and other criteria required to estimate activity duration. Scope baseline described before in section 5431. The scope baseline includes the WBS, work breakdown structure, as said before. WBS dictionary, which contains technical details that can influence the effort and duration estimates. Project documents. Project documents that can be considered as inputs for this process include, but are not limited to, activity attributes, activity list, assumption log, lesson learned register, milestone list, project team assignment, resource breakdown structure, RBS, resource calendar, resource requirements, and risk register. Activity attribute described before in section 6232. Activity attributes may define predecessor or successor relationships, as well as define lead and lag and logical relationship between the activities that may impact duration estimate. Activity list described before in section 6231. The activity list contains all scheduled activities required on the project, which are to be estimated. Dependencies and other constraints for these activities can influence the duration estimates. Assumption log described in section 4132. Assumption and constraint recorded in the assumption log may give rise to individual project risks that may impact the project schedule. Lesson learned register described in section 4431. Lessons learned earlier in the project with regard to effort and duration estimating can be applied to later phases in the project to improve the accuracy and precision of effort and duration estimates. Milestone list described in section 6233. The milestone list may have scheduled dates for a specific milestone that may impact the duration estimate. As I said before, the milestone is the very important activity in the network, a scheduled network. We use some milestone as activity that is the so important activity, and the milestone doesn't have duration. The activity duration of milestone is 0. For all milestone, activity duration is 0. Okay, project team assignments described in section 9331. The project is staffed when the appropriate people have been assigned to the team. Resource breakdown structure RBS described in section 9233. The resource breakdown structure provides a hierarchical structure of the identified resources by resource category and resource type. Resource calendars described in section 9212. The resource calendars influence the duration of scheduled activities due to the activity availability of specific resources, type of resources, and resources with specific attributes. Resource calendar specifies and how long identified project resources will be available during the project. Resource requirements described in section 9231. The estimated activity resource requirements will have an effect on the duration of the activity, since the level to which the resources assigned to the activity meet the requirements will significantly influence the duration of most activities. For example, if additional or lower skill resources are assigned to an activity, there may be reduced efficiency or productivity due to increased communication, training, and coordination needs, leading to a longer duration estimate. Risk register described in section 11231. Individual project risks may impact resource selection and availability. Updates to the risk register are included with project document update described in section 11532 from plan risk responses. Enterprise environmental factors. The enterprise environmental factor that can influence the estimated activity duration process include, but are not limited to: number one, duration estimating database and other reference data, productivity metrics, publish commercial information, and location of team members. Organizational project process assets. The organizational process assets that can influence the estimated activity duration process include, but are not limited to: number one, historical duration information, project calendars, estimating policies, scheduling methodology, and lesson learned repository. Estimate activity duration, tools and techniques. Expert judgment described in section 4121. Expertise should be considered individuals or group with specialized knowledge or training in the following topics. Number one, schedule, development, management, and control. Number two, expertise in estimating. And number three, discipline or application. Analogous estimating. Analogous estimating is a technique for estimating the duration or cost of an activity or a project using historical data from a similar activity or project. Analogous estimating uses parameters from a previous similar project, such as duration, budget, size, weight, and complexity as the basis for estimating the same parameter or measure for a future project. When estimating durations, this technique relies on the actual duration of previous similar projects as the basis for estimating the duration of the current project. It's a gross value estimating approach, sometimes adjusted for known differences in the project complexity. Analogous duration estimating is frequently used to estimate project duration when there is a limited amount of detailed information about the project. One of you said, can we apply all this study with MS program or Primavera programming class to become easier to us? In this class, I cannot learn to you for the software, because in this class we speak about the basic knowledge in scheduling. After learn the basic knowledge, you can learn the software. Basic knowledge is so important. If you don't know about the basic knowledge in scheduling, in time management and cost management, you cannot use the software. The photo is stopped? No. Is there any problem in see the photo? Is there any problem? Okay, no. Okay, I understand. Thank you. As I said before, in this class, you cannot speak about the software, because first, you should learn about the basic data in time management and cost management. It's so important. Do you understand? Mr. Hind Abbas Al-Bayzani. Do you understand me? Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's so important, it's so difficult for me to know about one person is she or one person is he. It's so important for me. It's so difficult for me. Excuse me. Okay. In this parametric estimating. Parametric estimating Okay, Mr. Hassan, no problem. In the end of the semester, I speak about the final exam and the question and so on. No problem. Okay. In this session and last session, I prepared some information in the scheduling, and then I will speak about the scheduling in some project. We can speak about the methods of scheduling, for example, CPM, critical path method, and Gantt chart method, and so on. In next or another session, I speak about that. Okay. I speak about that. I will speak. Okay. Parametric estimating is an estimating technique in which an algorithm is used to calculate cost of duration based on historical data and project parameters. Parametric estimating uses a statistical relationship between historical data and other variables to calculate and estimate for activity parameters such as cost, budget, and duration. Durations can be quantitatively determined by multiplying the quantity of work to be performed by the number of labor hours per unit for work. For example, duration on a design project is estimated by the number of drawings multiplied by the number of labor hours per drawing, or on a cable installation, the meters of cable multiplied by the number of labor hours per meter. If the assigned resource is capable of installing 25 meters of the cable per hour, the duration required to install 1,000 meters is 4 hours. This technique can produce higher levels of accuracy depending on the sophistication and underlying data built into the model. Parametric schedule estimates can be applied to a total project or to segments of a project in conjunction with other estimating methods. 3 points estimating is so famous. The accuracy of single point duration estimates may be improved by consideration estimating uncertainty and risk. Using 3 point estimates helps define an approximate range for an activity's duration. Most likely, TM. This estimate is based on the duration of the activity given the resources likely to be assigned, their productivity, realistic expectations of availability for the activity, dependence on the other participants, and interruptions. One student said there is a problem with some students entering the lecture trying to enter but to no avail. As I said before, I'm lecturer only. For this problem, you should contact with the university to solve the problem. I cannot help you because I'm lecturer only. Sorry. You should contact with the university and say to them, sorry. Okay, optimistic. EO, the activity duration based on analysis of the best case scenario for the activity, and pessimistic TP, the duration based on analysis of the worst case scenario for the activity. Depending on the assumed distribution of values within the range of the three estimates, the expected duration TE can be calculated. One commonly used formula is triangle distribution, and you see the formula. Triangle distribution is used when there is insufficient historical data or when using judgmental data. Duration estimate based on 3 points with an assumed distribution provide an expected duration and clarify the range of uncertainty around the expected duration. Okay, for today is enough. Said most likely means the activity most likely happen, estimated duration. Yes. Okay. For example, we have 5 days. Optimistic 10 days and pessimistic day. 5 day, 10 day, 20. Said, how many parts in this class? I cannot understand you. How many parts in this class? What's your question? I cannot understand you. I think he means the chapter wanted from us. Chapter 6 is related to the scheduling, and chapter 7 is related to the cost management. 2 chapters, but it's related to the time in this semester. I want to speak about the chapter 6 and chapter 7, but is related to the time in this semester. I speak about that inshallah. Okay. Is there any question? For today is enough, and I continue in next session. Okay. For today is enough, and continue the lecture in next session. Okay. Said we wait you for examples and kind of question in exam. Okay, no problem. I will speak about that. For seminar, I speak in next class. This class is about the planning and controlling the project. And next class is about the conditions of contract, and seminar is related to that. Okay. Thank you for attending the class. في امان الله. خدا حافظ. Bye.